Hey, it's Coach Marsha. I'm hopping on today because I wanted to talk to you a little bit about the London Marathon. It is coming up on London Marathon time, and I thought I would share some course and London weekend logistics tips. I ran the race in 2019. It was my sixth and final Abbott World Marathon Majors star. So that's where I got my 6-star medal, which I think you can see back there. Yes, it was pretty epic. I was actually there completely alone. I went myself because it was my daughter's prom weekend. So my husband stayed with her, and of all things, for such an epic weekend, I was all by myself. What can you do? At least I did it. So London is, out of all the 6 marathon majors, London is like a big street party. It is so much fun. It's a point-to-point race. You're going to be transported out to the starting line, of which there are 3. So based on your bib color, it's like, I know I was blue, maybe green and black, something like that. But I was blue, and I took a train out to Blackheath. So I think you get off at a different stop depending on your starting line. So pay attention to that. Let's start with the expo. I stayed near the finish line, which is Buckingham Palace, the Royal Mall, which I highly recommend because when you finish the race, you don't want to have a logistical nightmare getting back to your hotel or whatever. So it's nice to stay around that area. There's a lot of things to see and do, a lot of things in a very walkable, safe area. I highly recommend getting a hotel near the finish line, not near the start. That being said, when you go to get your packet pickup, it is a long ass train ride. I think I took the tube, and I had to ask for directions twice because I mean, honestly, I used to live in England, and I couldn't understand the accent on this first guy. So I had to ask someone else, but I swear I transferred trains 3 times. So pay attention, get good, clear directions, and you can ride the tube. I wouldn't want to take a taxi because it was a pretty long ride out there from Buckingham Palace out to packet pickup. So just be aware of that. It's a long ride, but the expo is awesome. It's large. There's a lot to see and do. Try not to spend too much time on your feet that day, as well as don't spend so much time doing a ton of sightseeing before the race. As with any marathon, you want to save your legs and do your sightseeing after. So that's your packet pickup. Let's get to race day. Now, my hotel was right across the street from Victoria Station, which I didn't know how awesome it was, because what happens is you have free transportation. As long as you have that bib, you have free train transportation out to the start line. So race morning, you have your bib that you picked up at packet pickup. It gets you on the train for free. And there's such a mob of runners, you're not going to have any question. There'll be no doubt where you need to go. You just herd onto this train, and it takes you out to Blackheath or wherever you're getting off for your starting line. I recommend the train because, I didn't know a soul. I was running completely alone. I had no friends to cheer me on. I knew nobody. But you make friends on that train because it's a, 45-minute ride out to the start line. So you have time to sit and talk running and really bond with everyone. I'm still friends. I'm lifelong friends with the person who sat next to me on that train. So have fun with it. Get to know your fellow runners. They're wonderful, wonderful people from all over the world. So I got off in Blackheath. I did gear check there. Beware, the potty lines are long. I stood way too long in a potty line. It was getting time to get in the corral, and I still had a lot of people in front of me. Here's something unique that London Marathon, I've never seen this before for women. They had women's urinals. Yes, women's urinals. And I gave up on the porta pot, and I was just not going to go because I had to get my corral, and I figured I would just go along the course. So these women's urinals, it's like an enclosed-ish area, although it's open air, and you have to see it to believe it, but it works, and it's an alternative to waiting in line for these impossibly long potties. And that's all I'm going to say about the potties. So I mentioned there are 3 separate starting lines. You only see the one and the starting village of your color. So I was in Blackheath, and it's it's your typical race morning kind of atmosphere. You get in your corral and you go, and it is point to point. It's a crowded course. You start off kind of through residential neighborhoods. The crowds kind of build, and they get larger and smaller as you go. Enjoy all the costumes. London has a ton of charity runners, and they're having a ball. Eventually, all the start lines converge on the race, so you all get back together. So that your starts are separate, and then you just kind of converge. So that's sort of cool. I'd not done that before. Just enjoy. It's a flat course, mostly barely rolling. I mean, I'm a flatliner from Chicago. It is a flat course, not a tons of turns. It's more of a windy, just, mind your tangents. You're not turning a ton, and really soak it up. The Tower Bridge comes up on you. I mean, just enjoy that. I was so shocked. It was like, whoa, there it is. So that's an awesome thing. There's just so much to see, the buildings and Big Ben, and as you approach the finish, and of course the Royal Mall. And for me, it was my 6th star, so it was just one of those moments of my life where it's like, holy cow, this thing I'd been chasing after for 10 years is coming to fruition. So that was very, very cool. Let me see if there's anything I wanted to tell you. It's yeah, so, lots of charity runners. I don't know how you got in, or marathon tours. I was actually lucky enough. I don't really know anyone else who got in this way. I got in through the lottery on my first try. It's true. I mean, I still can't even. It was just like the universe was really pulling for me, and that was my 6th star. And it's right it was in 2019. So we all know what happened with COVID in 2020. There was no racing and all that. So I was just so, so very lucky. And I'm so, so very grateful that I was able to finish that momentous goal back in 2019. So that's really it. It's a pretty straightforward race because you have a 7-hour course limit. There are no crazy time cutoffs like Tokyo has. It's just really fun. Soak it up, have fun, enjoy the costumes, enjoy the crowds, the scenery. There's just no worries on this one. You've done the work. Like I said, it's pretty flat, so you didn't need a ton of hill training. It's a great race for newer marathoners. And that was it. I think our weather was good. There's no issues with things you can and can't bring or eat. You can bring your own stuff. It's nothing like Tokyo. So it's all fun. Have so much fun. I want to hear all about it. I hope this helped you. It's just not nearly as rigid. Just have fun with it. There's no like New York has a ton of bridges, and Boston has the Heartbreak Hills. So London is just a good time. So that's about it. If you have any questions, put them down below. I'm happy to answer. I hope this helped. Have fun, and I want to hear all about it.